Hello, everyone, and welcome to the program. I'm your host, Marcus Edwards. It's my pleasure today to introduce you to my next guest. She is the owner of Survived Cancer Coach. Everyone, Susan Mchugh. Mrs. Mchugh, thank you for joining me today.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
It is a pleasure to have you on the program. To start our conversation here, Susan, let's talk a little bit about what your experience has been with surviving and fighting cancer. Talk to us a little about when you were diagnosed.
I was diagnosed in 1982 with cervical cancer. I had literally that day started a brand new position with a tax and legal publishing company. So that was kind of scary, but I maintained that position for over 10 years. And then in 2005, I was diagnosed with 3 different kinds of breast cancer.
So a very tough and difficult and tumultuous time of life to be dealing with so much of a burden of health. With this being the case, what were some of the things that you drew upon to be able to survive and to fight back your cancer?
Well, there were actually a couple of things. I have several friends and family members who had cancer and who had passed away. And one of the things that I was told over and over and over again was that attitude is half the battle. And I decided that I was not going to crawl under a rock, that I was going to have a great attitude, as painful and as uncomfortable and everything else that comes with it is. And that's pretty much, the attitude that I had. And I'm not going to tell you that there weren't times that I was hysterical crying either.
Yes, of course. But you had a winning fighting spirit. And since then, you've been able to overcome your own and now be able to be in a position to assist and help and coach others through the very difficult task of having cancer. Is that right?
That's correct. It is. Let me tell you a little bit about that.
Yes, please.
I had decided, I could not go back into corporate America after all the treatment I had. Unfortunately, I had a lot of side effects from the chemotherapy. So I had this mission to give back to the cancer community. And you and I talked a little bit about Pink Ribbon. I started that company in 2008, really, to give back. It was, a gift company for cancer patients, family, whatever. But after I did that, I went back to school. I got 4 certifications as a life coach. And one of the things that they taught us in there was, to find your niche, to find your passion, something you really wanted to do with your life. And one of the things that I really wanted to do was something to help cancer patients and their family. And that's when I went back to school and I became a cancer coach.
Now, as a cancer coach, give us some insight on what it is that your clients are looking for from you. Talk to us about some of the support that you're able to give them and some of the tools that allow them to be able to overcome as well.
Sure. I take, my clients from, they normally call me when they're initially diagnosed.
Okay.
And, I try to find out from them what their goals are, how they feel about it. It's kind of like the who, what, when, how and where.
Yes.
And, we go from there. And the other thing that I do is at the end of treatment, a lot of women are like I am. A lot of men are too, actually, but they do not want to go back into corporate America. And I attempt to guide them into becoming an entrepreneur, which is what I did. Coming out of corporate America and going into my own business, I think I have hit every obstacle that can be hit. So it's a benefit to really help people, find their niche.
Yes, absolutely. Particularly, I would assume here, and correct me if I'm wrong, but after going through such a tough time and coming out on top and seeing yourself, really be in a position in which you don't know, what the outcome may be. We're really talking about a circumstance of life and death. and then to have the opportunity to be told just your cancer is in remission, I would assume gives you a thrilling feeling of being able to conquer almost anything.
It does. You become in survivor mode.
Yeah, absolutely. I could see that being the case. Yeah,
and it is exciting. And unfortunately, I also deal with actually, I have a client right now who's stage 4 breast cancer, and we don't know the outcome. But I have to tell you, she's got the best attitude of anybody that I think I've ever met. No negativity at all.
Absolutely. Well, as I said before, I could definitely see the correlation and connection with those folks who have been in a position to overcome, to say next, all right, well, what do you want to do with your life now? You've been given a second chance almost here, if you will. You don't want to go back to your same old cubicle desk. No, you want to go out there and live your dreams now. And so having someone like yourself in their corner can definitely make a world of difference. I also want to touch on a little bit about the good work that's taking place there at Pink Ribbon Gift. Talked about this company here, because I know that plays a significant role in the work you're doing as well, yes?
It did. In 2008, when I decided to start this company with, like I always say that, a funny thing happened on the way to chemo. I met somebody, and we became instantaneous friends, and we ended up starting this business together called Pink Ribbon Associates, LLC, and we sometimes a phone call or flowers just don't do it. And so we handpicked every gift that we have on the site for people, friends, family, whatever, to give to breast cancer patients. And, it's been going for 5 years. We do a lot of conferences. And, I also do a lot of speaking about cancer and Pink Ribbon.
Wonderful. Well, we want to encourage our listeners to be able to get in contact with you for your abilities, obviously, at Pink Ribbon, but also, more importantly, for your abilities as a life coach. Particularly for those folks who are joining us today, they can do so by reaching you directly through your website, which is Survive Cancer.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yes, the website is survivecancercoach.com. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes. So we want to encourage people to go there, and they also can reach you directly via email by emailing you at susan@survivecancercoach.com. Is that right?
That's correct.
Excellent. So what a great opportunity. If you have a loved one who is going through something difficult right now in their life when it comes to cancer, for men and women for that matter, definitely Susan in their corner can make a world of difference with that encouragement. You very well understand their footsteps that they're going to be walking in, and so we want to encourage folks to definitely get in contact with you. And I'd like to thank you again for coming on the show today, Susan, and speaking with us.
Oh, well, thank you so much for the opportunity.
You're very, very welcome. To our listeners,